Breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with chapter 264 of My Hero Academia. And can I just say that Hawks just released a monster, okay? So now Hawks is about to be in for the ride of his life because as we know in this chapter, when it comes to monologuing, it never works out for the heroes or the villains, alright? Hawks begins to monologue to Twice. This is after the raid on the estate has begun. And so Hawks naturally approaches Twice and he holds him at feather point and he begins to monologue. You would assume after, Attack on Titans with Levi monologuing to the Beast Titan, you just kill him. That's it. That's it. You kill them and you move on. Hawks begins to monologue to Twice and it just doesn't pan out for him in his favor. But we're about to get into that. But before we do that, go post social and smash that subscribe button. It lets me know you rock with the content that I put out here on this channel. And without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, we open up this chapter with Redestro addressing the villains at the assembly hall before he is interrupted by a man reporting to him that the heroes have surrounded the estate and the only way out is through the main mansion. Now, this is because we see in the pages and on the panels that the heroes have completely sealed off the other escape tunnels. They have this knowledge. This is not just a thrown together plan that they've done adequate research into it. The estate is the main building. They have secret escape tunnels that they can get out in case someone knows that they're there. So the heroes have used cement in order to plug up those tunnels. Literally, the only way out is through the main estate. Redestro notices this after he's been informed. He was like, "Nani?" Go a few pages, read a few panels, we flash back outside, and Denki is feeling himself at this point because in the chapter before this, in 263, we saw that, he had just absorbed the taser villain's lightning, electricity, whatever you want to call it. It is what it is. He absorbs it, he's feeling himself, and he thanks him. He thanks the man, Taser. He's like, "Yo, thank you, bro." And then, because of all of this, he looks at him and he pulls out 2 additional tasers and he's like, "How many volts can you handle?" At the same time, edge shots, he's not having that. He folds himself down, he goes and he does 1,000 sheet pierce through the lungs of about 14 villains from what I can see. And the entire thing about this is that when he does that, it's just enough damage to the lungs to where if they get themselves worked up, they're going to have a hard time breathing due to the fact that they have holes in their lungs. Right after that, Midnight follows up and uses her ability to induce sleep through the mist that she can emit from her body. And then she has like these fans that she fights with that help to spread the mist to cover a wide range. The only thing I have about that is that she needs to really be careful fanning her mist due to the fact that heroes can also breathe this in and it will be a bigger issue. So I'm assuming from what I can see that she used a small amount, but she fanned it to where like the heroes, it probably would have dispersed by the time it got to the heroes, if it ever got to the heroes. And then our boy Kamui Woods cleans up, binds the enemies, and that's done. Now keep in mind, this is all happening within like the first 7 pages of the chapter. By page 8, we see that Class 1B gets some shine as Hononuki and Komori tag team some villains with Kononuki's Mud Quirk and Komori's Mushroom Quirk acting as like a very good, combination attack. Right? Now, I wanted to get through that in order to get on to the, meat and potatoes of what everybody is here ready for the chapter. The major takeaway and hype is that Hawk and Twice have their standoff. Now, Hawk states that Twice was the biggest threat and he had to keep a sharp eye on him in order to, subdue his double quirk. And when you hear that, you're like, Hawks, you're not like a hard... when you hear something like that, you would assume that they're a hard counter to that person's quirk, but that's not the case for Hawks. The only reason Hawks was in a position that he was in is because he gained the trust of Twice and the Paranormal Liberation Front. Hawk states that he didn't want to kill Twice, but simply turn him over to the authorities, and this is where Twice loses his shit. And in all actuality, Hawks should have just incapacitated him. All this monologuing was unnecessary. You didn't have to say all of this stuff. Incapacitate him, then go help your hero friends and your hero comrades and your team. Twice then begins to flash back to when he trusted Overhaul, and that led to the situation where, you know, Big Sis Mag died and Compress losing his arm, and Hawks tries to reason with Twice at this point because he's really working himself up. And then you get on to page 15 because, as we all know, a popular theory out there is that Hawks may have killed Best Genius in order to get into the position that he's in with the Paranormal Liberation Front. And we still don't know where Best Genius is. He's been missing for quite some time now, and he says that he doesn't want to fight him. That's when Twice unveils the technique Sad Man's Parade. Apparently, Hawk's feathers did absolutely nothing in this time because he just starts to double at an unprecedented rate. There's no stopping him at this point, but you do see that panel of Hawks, and he just looks real sad. And you know what I'm saying? Not like sad, and he doesn't look worried, but he looks like, damn, like you did this to yourself, and I have to kill you now. He starts to double, but it's not like he doubles so much to where you don't know where the original is, because Twice's mask is ripped, but his doubles masks aren't ripped. So technically you should know where the doubles are. It's just a matter of, you know, killing him and ending it all. And I think that's where Hawks' dilemma really comes in, because, you know, you've been with this person for all this time, and, you know, it is what it is. You know that you've developed a connection of some kind with Twice. And now, because he wants to choose his route, you are a hero. Even if his sense of justice is warped, and I'm talking about Hawks, he's still a hero. If he didn't want to be a hero, he didn't have to be a hero. But he wants to be a hero. He just doesn't want to have so much responsibility that what he does have. So I think this is going to end in a situation where Twice does die. Just because of how it's looking. I mean, Twice doesn't have an ability that's absurd. He's just able to duplicate himself, and then he has to rely on his combat skills that he currently has. Hawks, on the other hand, can just end things right here, right now, and then all of his doubles will fizzle away. Presumably, we've never seen a scenario like this. It's completely possible that Horikoshi is going to make it to where, oh, hey, even if you kill the original, you still have to deal with all the doubles. That's entirely possible. But going on to the very last page, this is where Dabi is walking up the stairs, and he's to presumably where Hawks and Twice are, and says, this isn't your fault. As always, scummy heroes are to blame. You have to think, will he be in time to save Twice? I don't think so. I really don't think so. But then again, you never know. I believe the chapter before this, when everything was breaking out, you had Dabi not going to the main battlefield. You saw, I think, one panel where he was walking past the influx of villains, and he was walking against the current of them, saying, no, I need to get to Twice, I need to see where he's at. So it's entirely possible that he's going to confront Hawks, and you're going to have a situation where you have Hawks and Dabi face off with one another after Hawks kills Twice, if that is to happen in the upcoming chapter. But we will see as time goes on. If you made it to the end of the video, that is all I have for you. Thank you for rocking with me. Subscribe if you are new. Go Plus Ultra. I said that completely out of order, but it is what it is. I'm still learning as I go. But leave in the comment section what you think is going to happen with Dabi and Hawks and Twice, if it is going to be a scenario where Hawks does kill Twice and Dabi has to confront Hawks. Like the video, share the video, all that fancy stuff, and like always, keep it safe and wrap it tight. I'm out.